my recommendation to all of you is once before you want to prepare for these interviews, pick one tool in these and make yourself familiar with that. Whether you use my classes or you use any classes or you use LinkedIn, do whatever it takes. Make sure you know one tool end to end on vibe coding, one tool on velocity coding, and master one tool in AI builder space. So you can build your own agents, you can work in existing code bases, and you can create a quick front end design, or you can create a quick prototype in 30 minutes given an idea or somebody wants to talk to you. That's the kind of capability you want to build. So I'm playing with a lot of tools every day. I have a team that helps me a lot. So that's me. And the best part is that I've been teaching a lot. So I have a passion, or I love like just coming to these calls and talking to all of you. I'm doing it, I don't know since when, I think 2000s. So more than 21 years. I started teaching very early, and last official teaching was for Teals, where I was teaching students in schools how to code, give them an CSAP exam as well. Then I created a course on in Facebook, which taught PMs how to how to understand recommendation systems. And since 2023, I have a course on Maven that I'm teaching how can you build your AI muscle and how can you grow in AI. Also, I have started a new course which is around Cloud Code, Open Cloud that's going on right now. And I'm also sharing how to crack interview prep because I realized that just teaching is not very helpful. Helping people go to the last mile and cracking interviews is where I can help as well because I have gone through a lot of interviews, and a lot of people share a lot of information now with me about the interviews they are going through. So I thought maybe I can accumulate that information and spread. So that's why I'm here. I take these sessions every Friday. So that's pretty much all about me. And if you got what about me, maybe you want to connect with me. This is my LinkedIn. I will only accept this 2 hour window, people who send the LinkedIn invites. Otherwise, there is just so much noise these days. People connect and then they send me so many offers that I can't take. So if you want to connect with me, just take this and we can get connected. Having said that, I think that's all I had. So what's the agenda today? Hmm. What is changing in the world for product managers? I will talk about that. Then I will talk about why the builder skill is becoming important. And then I will try to lay the foundation, which I have spoken earlier also. Like what exactly is vibe coding, what is velocity coding, and what's the tool stack of that I want you as a product manager or somebody trying to get into product management or who is doing program management even to learn. What is the stack that you want to learn getting into this world? Why vibe coding is becoming the de facto skill. And then there is a case study also that I would love to walk you through. If time permitted, I will go ahead and do that interview with you. You can mock, so one of you can volunteer and mock using the case study and give me an assignment, and I will do it. And I will tell you what are the good and bad of doing a good vibe coding interview. I will also show you what hiring managers are looking for, and I will show you what mistakes you want to avoid and maybe your next steps. So that's the agenda today. If you stay with me 30 minutes, hopefully you will get understanding of what vibe velocity coding is, what are the tools team you need to learn, and what to do during these interviews and what not to do, and how are you being evaluated on the other side. Because I do take vibe coding interviews even for developers and also for anybody who joins my team. So I can tell you all those secrets, and I know I created the rubric or the evaluation guide when I was at these man companies for evaluating candidates for coding or AI interviews. So I can share those tips as well. If that all sound exciting, let's get started. So what's happening in AI product landscape? So what's happening is uh, in just last year, right? What has happened is there is a lot of progress in making these tools or building things faster is becoming a norm. We have seen just 2025 March to 2026. What has happened is three things. One, we have gone from AI agents that can build prototypes. These are lovable to production ready code with agents like Claude Code. We also got models like Opus 4.6. So I didn't believe these things. Like I have an engineering team, and I was like, yeah, these are good for prototyping, but not good for production. But when I actually looked at these post November this year, like January, December, one of my friend called me and said, Mahesh, my team is getting pushed to use Claude Code, and PMs are supposed to write CRs or send prod, send production level or fix lower level bugs and send PRs, pull requests in GitHub. And I was like, dude, don't worry, ignore them. It's not working. I've tried it in August. It's just little hype. But then he said, no, 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 the CEO has pushed it. We did a hackathon, and my and he's like the lead there. And he said, my PMs are actually sending pull request. And then I put it out on January, and I was like, okay, let me try it. And I tried these new models, and with these models combined with the new Agentic SDK that Claude has released, you can actually write a lot of production level code now. And that change also has created a lot of these new models. So even if last 8 new models are released just in coding space, you saw coding specific models like which power codex, also models that are going in and checking for cybersecurity. My thoughts are the one that this last week I was on vacation, so I need to read this more. But I saw that Claude released another model just to make sure it checks the vulnerabilities that these agents are causing, or security specific or cyber security specific risks. Because these models are going to do coding, then who's going to save or secure the world? That also is getting released. So new models, just coding specific, production level code is getting written, and prototyping also is like was kind of solved problem in 2025, but in 2026 you are going here. What does that mean? This means that if you want to build products in 2026, you need to show, if you want to get hired, or if you want to even excel at your job, the builder PM is the new PM. So you need to have these skills. You need to have your PM chops, which is great user experience. You can, or design, you can do execution, and you can build business. Plus, you need to be a builder. And why you need to be a builder? First, you can have a larger AI agency to do more. So they are expecting you to do more. They're expecting you to deliver a super IC level capabilities so you can automate your own work. And second thing they're expecting you to become a builder PM is you can build products with AI, or on top of what AI agents already provide. So most people have these skills because obviously that's your bread and butter, and you have been studying these, you have a lot of patterns, you have done a lot of work in this area. But most of you, or the people I talk to, lack these skills. They've not have built the strength or the capabilities to have this AI agency, or they can't automate their own worlds by using Claude Code, or they cannot create dashboards. They cannot go and prototype the first version. They're just still waiting for the design team to create designs for them. They're waiting for data science team to create dashboards for them. While PMs who are coming from AI age can do this, at least the first version of these themselves. So that's one capability. And the second capability is that when you design these products, and if you don't know what's possible today with the AI stack, you cannot design, or you design a product without knowing what are the capabilities, also what are the risks, and what are the guardrails that you need to specify, or building trust with users with AI. All this is lacking when you don't understand what is the capabilities of these agents, or you don't play with these agents, or you have not understood the stack of these agents. So that's the world you live in 2026. We are looking for both the capabilities. So now you can say, okay, then Mahesh, how can we build these capabilities? You can build these capabilities by doing four things. Obviously, you have the AI PM or PM chops. On top of it, I want you to build AI literacy. That is the power to have knowing what these systems are, knowing the terms and things in AI world, which is like, hey, how can you evaluate an AI product? How can you price an AI product? How can you build prototypes? Or which tools are there to build prototypes? Okay, you got that. Then I want you to go and use these tools like v0.dev, Lovable, to build your own prototypes that you can use, or any product you can take. You can reverse engineer it with these tools. And that's where I want you to go and build with these. Also, write limitations of these limitations. Where are the limits of these? And also see what can you not do with these. So create that list every time you go there. So first understand your PM chops, use this to get yourself up to date with AI, and then start building. And on top of this is only 2026. Try to see how can you use tools like Claude Code or Cursor or any agent on the other side of the world, which is mostly developer tools. But see how can you avoid these tools and move to Claude Code. And again, list what are the limitations, what are the limits of these, and what can you not do. And that this list should shrink a lot, because you can do a lot here. But before that, this is little easier, more intuitive, more PM friendly. So start here, then go there. And before that, if you don't understand how to run or build the AI literacy, if you don't have it, it's hard for you to go here. And obviously, you need your PM skills to even know what prototype to build and what to put in these prototypes. So that's the stack. I would love all of you to go and continue to iterate. Now, there are a lot of terms here. So let's just understand what is vibe coding, what is velocity coding, and what are the builder tools. So there are a lot of tools out there. So let's just understand or make yourself little literate in this AI world. So let's just see what is vibe coding. So the idea of vibe coding is that, hey, I need not to code. I will just use English as a language, and I will tell some model provider or some tool to say, hey, build this website for me. This is what I want in my website, or build this agent for me, and this is what I want this agent to do. And some with some vibes and some magic, you get results. And then you say, oh, actually, I don't want it this. Can you update this? So this is your V0 version. Then you give more prompts or more English language instructions, and you get a new one. And that's how you're coding. You're not writing code anymore. You're just writing instruction in English, and some tool is writing the code and building the things for you. That's vibe coding. Okay,
Isn't
then what is
it?
velocity coding? We solved this problem. Now people can code, anybody can create a website. It's just a prompt away, and $25 is all you need. And if you get that subscription, then you can create a website. By the way, you can use Google AI Studio, and you can use it for free also. So Google AI Studio gives you a lot of tokens for free. Means not unlimited tokens, but you can use AI Studio. That's my recommendation here. And if you use that, you can create a lot of prototypes, and you can continue building these things. Okay, then what's velocity coding? If somebody says, hey, vibe coding is cool, but what's the problem? The problem with vibe coding is that, hey, if you want to build something new, they work great, but most of the companies already have a code base. When you go to a company, when you start your new job, nobody will say, hey, let's build our website here. They will have a website, they will have a tool. If you go join Intuit, they will give you TurboTax, and TurboTax will be a code base. And if you try to learn that code base here, these tools fail a lot. So we got to something called velocity coding, which is increase the velocity rather than creating new stuff. It increase the velocity of developers or bring new developers like you to life, because now you can also prompt and build things on an existing code base. So people use this term called velocity coding or velocity coding, where the idea is that I will not go and write the code for you, but I will write the code, but I can work in an existing code base. I can take an existing product, I can understand the code base, and I can add features to it. Good. Give me an example of this.
So,
Cursor.
Cursor
So Cursor
code.
Cloud
started
code.
this. Cursor
Hmm.
became the de facto player here till 2025. And who is disrupting Cursor?
Cloud code.
Cloud
Claude.
Cloud
code.
Code. Cloud Code. And why is Cloud
Agility.
Code disrupting Cursor?
CLI.
Um,
CLI. So they started with CLI, which is command line interface. So they said, okay, rather than working on a VS Code or a code editor, I will give you more like a CLI like feature. But that's not the killer feature. What's the killer feature here,
The
Alisa?
orchestration.
Access
Okay.
to files and bash.
Great. So the CLI gave you two things. Now you can access the file system on your machine. So they have access to all the code that is written on your machine. And also you can give more context by giving your PRD, giving your design documents, and they can read it. So that was Cursor was having hard time doing that. This is how they designed it to start with. So you got access to my file system, and Alisa is saying bash commands,
Bash.
but she's mute. So
Sorry,
now they can
bash.
also operate your computer by sending commands to it. You can grep files, you can search inside your repo, you can search through files, you can validate files inside your computer. So these are the two main things you wanted. So this is basically clicking on your PC and moving files from left to right, reading files, searching through the files. All those capabilities are there with this code editor, and also it has access to your file system, that it can access your folders, your files, and your instructions that are stored on your machine. So that's the one big breakthrough. And with these tools, what you can do is you can take any existing code base and ask it to explain, hey, what's going in, create a system design diagram, create test cases, improve the security functions, find security vulnerabilities. All this can be done by just doing English based prompts. And I'm happy to show you some examples if you want to see them. I can take any code base today and I can ask it to create a system diagram for me, explain this code to me, or add a new feature to it. So that's the kind of capabilities velocity coding tool gives you today. So now you understand what is vibe coding, what is velocity coding. But if you want to build your own coding agent or you want to build your own agents, you can of course use Claude Code, but Claude Code will be little limited or is like requires you to become like a coding level understanding. So what are there are other tools that I want PMs to learn where they can use these tools to create or build their own agents. So if I want to have an agent which can read my emails and just assign my team tasks, if people come and ask me a lot of questions, I can just assign that to my task. I want to build an agent for that. I want to build a new agent which does that job. So these are agent builders. Anyten is one example. Can somebody give me another example?
Okay. Mind Studio.
Open Claw.
Bedrock.
Bedrock. Thank you, Bedrock. I created that, so I wrote the PID for it. So taking credit of it because you said Bedrock. So there is agents for Bedrock or Swarms now. I think they renamed it because it's been a long time. I only wrote the first PID and the first version of the product was released under me, but not after that. So Bedrock agents. Can I say Azure AI Foundry,
Make.com.
Make.com, or you can say Zapier also. Azure Power Automator lives here, AWS Flow lives here, Vertex Agent Builder lives here. So these are the tools that you can use based on which cloud provider or open source things you want to iterate on. You can use these tools to go and create your own agents. My recommendation to all of you is before you want to prepare for these interviews, pick one tool in these and make yourself familiar with that. Whether you use my classes or you use any classes or you use LinkedIn, do whatever it takes. Make sure you know one tool end to end on vibe coding, one tool on velocity coding, and master one tool in AI builder space. So you can build your own agents, you can work in existing code bases, and you can create a quick front end design, or you can create a quick prototype in 30 minutes given an idea or somebody wants to talk to you. That's the kind of capability you want to build. In the deck, I will share, when you look at the deck, we will also share how to compare these things. So I already explained. We have a chart which talks about what is expensive. If somebody wants to compare these things, then I put the team did a research on finding out where the cheapest is, what's the kind of complexity they handle, and what's the kind of performance you get. The clear winner is Claude Code, I would say, but it does require you to learn a lot in the beginning. But once you know Claude Code, it can be one tool that can do all of it. It can be used to create first vibe coding stuff. It can be used for velocity, and it can be used for building agents. But requ- building this, like getting started with this, is expensive. So few disadvantages. One is it requires like engineer level understanding. So it does require onboarding, and onboarding is not that trivial. It might need you a week of work to at least understand the constructs and how to use Cloud Code. Second thing, while people not adapting to do, is cost. So your tokens are not in your control, and every day you must be spending like $25, and then your tokens run out. And I share like tips how to get out of that. But by default, that these are the two things which are limiting PMs to use this tool. But if you learn it, you can do all of this with Claude Code. So that's my recommendation there. Okay, if that's out, then also like if you look at quickly the kind of capability you get. So just thinking about it, you can do very little things or few things with tools like Lovable. So your vibe coding tools is here. So Lovable or V0. You cannot build really awesome backends with them. Then you get to Claude Code and you can do more, or Cursor or GitHub Copilot. You can put all of them and you can start doing more. And obviously, if you know how to code and if you are an engineer who can work in VS Code and write different languages code, then you can pretty much do anything or everything under the sun.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I can't see what's in the top circle. The screen
Sandra,
cuts it
thank
off.
you. You got 10 points for it. So I will write it here, engineering, and I
Thank
will
you.
try to play here in this area going forward. Thank you. I got it. I saw it, but today I have put my video as shorter video, so I can't see the whole thing. And I was like, okay, people get it. If you are an engineer and if you know how to code in Python or any language, then you have superpowers. So also you can think of it this way, that first start learning vibe coding, then get to Cursor or Claude Code, you become dangerous. And then if you have saturated and you can't solve your problems with Claude Code, then you want to learn maybe one language. This is just the builder stack, and it's people who want to go and build. Okay, then you have done all of that. Then you got the different tools. Then, okay, then, so we understand what it is. We understand what is vibe coding. We understand why to do velocity coding. We understand what is AI builder tools. But let's just quickly answer this question, which I get all the time, like, do PMs need to code and why? One reason is that I was talking to one of my friends at Google, and they told me that Sundar pushed a PR or a change request for the first time. So the CEO of the companies are writing code. I showed last time that Satya on 2025, in 2025 Build conference last year, May, he went on stage and actually built a live app using their own code base or their own vibe coding tools. And now Sundar has just released a writing code, and all the people are commenting on his code and telling him how he could have done better. So that's the world you are living in, that CEOs are coding. That means your manager are asked to code. That means they are expecting you to code also. So there is this trickling down effect of the world where you can go and the whole world is like getting into this uh, new capability where anybody, if you understand English, can code. And if you can do that, it just gives you superpowers, and everybody wants you to have those superpowers as well, whether you like it or not. So that's one reason. Second reason is that if you are working in AI, you are talking a lot in AI. You're talking to lot closer to development teams than your customer teams. Just the reality is that there is a lot of automation that people are working on. So people are already are doing a job, and your job is to go and automate that job or augment that job or take that work away and give it to machines. In that case, you are working more with the machines and engineers than going in field and figuring out how to make a case for this, what to build. In some cases, or most of the cases, when you start building your AI features, it is clear what needs to be built. You just need to figure out how to build it fast and how to build it with less and less people. These are the two constraints. And knowing these tools or the capability to code with agents helps you get past these two things. So one is the meet the expectation of your leadership. Second is doing faster AI development. And third, when you actually try these things, you know the limitations. People are expecting PMs to know the limitations of this thing. And if you have never played with these things, either you shoot too high, you think that everything is possible in AI, or you shoot so low, like I was struggling last time, if you attended the call, that disaster which I created for myself, where I went into this conversation where I said, this is not possible, and you never read the paper and all that. So either you're going to go too high and you say, let's automate the whole world, let's automate lawyers and judges. You will come up with plans like that. So that's basically shooting too high. Or you will just read a paper and say 95% of everything is failing. So let's just short AI stocks and let's not build AI features in our products. So that's the kind of two things will happen. And both of these can be avoided if you, as a product manager, has gone ahead and tried these things. You know the limitations, and you can cover the limitations and still add value to your customers. That skill is directly proportional to working or using these things. Like when you use your mobile phones, when you first time install the apps, you know how to build better apps for phones. When you first time went to cloud and actually deployed a VM, you are the better PM to build cloud specific applications. Same applies to AI. If you know these agents, you are better positioned to handle them. Okay, then if that's the case, then let's look at a case study. Let's look at one of the case. I will not walk you through, but I will give you my tips on how can you handle a case or a case study specific interview for vibe coding. So now you understand vibe coding. Now you are excited about vibe coding. So what you can expect in an interview also is that to show this awesome skill that you have. So let's see what a vibe coding interview will look like, and let's just walk through it. If you are ready to let go all your questions, I'm happy to do a vibe coding interview with all of you also. But if you want question answers, then we can do question answers. So we can decide that the 70% of consumers admit
Yes.
they're signing a contract without knowing what the. So they will give you a case study like this, which will say, hey, there are 75% of consumers writing these, sign their contracts without knowing. Small businesses are uncomfortable or terrified to know that they signed a contract, but that they never knew what they are signing. And even medium and large scale enterprises, when they look up, they're spending too much time on reviewing the contracts and slowing down their sales cycles. So that's the problem. They will ask you to go and write a tool. How about building an AI agent that integrate with your email and gives you identify risk in a contract before you can sign it? Once signed, it can go and extract key terms for compliance, for monetizations, for billing customers correctly, and to understand or put all your contracts at the same place. So they want an application which can look the contracts that are coming by email, or you can upload the contract and you can extract what's written in the contract or find risk in the contract before you sign it. Can be done by agents, or at least the first pass by agents. So that's the solution. And they want you to go and create an MVP or the first prototype or first version of this product live, or they will give you as a case study. Good. So the case study is build a contract application that allows people or enterprises to take a contract and find key terms or extract what is written in it, and also give you risk if you sign it, if there are any risks for you or your organization. Good. Okay. What three questions you will ask before you go building this? One question, one hand, one question.
Yeah, first question would be, can I get hold of a contract, a dummy contract, so that I understand uh, how to extract what are the complexities and all.
Good question.
My question is a little outside of the product, like irrespective of the skills that we build of AI, how important is the business skills which might not to reflect in our vibe coding or the prototyping in real time?
Great. I am asking questions. Aisha is asking me questions. Great, Aisha. We will wait for your questions in the end. Priya,
I would like to know how would like let's say any contract would be specifically make sense for you or not. So any of that specific knowledge with respect to that company that I would
okay.
need to verify.
So you are asking what kind of contracts you process before I go, or whether I'm doing this contract for a company or not. So first, Priya is asking, hey, do you want me to build a generic app for everybody, or is it a consumer app or enterprise app? If it is an enterprise app, then tell me top three type of contracts. And Anirban was also asking a similar question, which is a good question. So now let's say how to handle it. So I've given this guide to all of you, which is first check what the user is, like we did. What is the success looks like, which none of you talked about. Like what does success means like, which is, hey, is the success means here reduce the time to process these contracts? Are we looking at 10x without compromising accuracy? What does it mean when you say that, okay, we build this agent, or I will build this vibe coding tool, or this tool, we'll give it to our users. But can you say what would success means for it? Then you are reducing the scope, which most of you did, like Priya did, Anirban did. You said, hey, can I build it only for enterprise? Can I go and look only for these three things inside contracts, which is most important, like liability, payment, and indemnity? And then you're saying, hey, I'm going to only follow PDFs, and I will only follow one metrics, which is time spent per contract, number of contract process, or time process. And then you also narrow the focus by figuring out what contract types, which we said we are only going to process NDA, MSA, or employee agreement to start with. Once you have that logged in, you can get started and build the first version. So you can take any favorite tool you have. And I put a prompt here, which is this is where you're showing your first skills. You're saying, hey, build a tiny demo app, Claude skills that helps in-house lawyers quickly extract key terms from contract. From a single page, extract 5 clauses. This is the missing, not found. Output should look like this. These are my guardrails. And what you will get it, you will get a screen like this. So I can just go and start it so that you can do it. We can do it live also. So I can take a prompt like this. And one hack I will give you, which I have not applied here, but you can start a tool like AI Studio and say, hey, I'm here to build. You can just copy here these instructions in English and say, hey, this is what it is. You can also say this speech to text. So in the interview, it's very, very helpful if you can just talk to this and say, hey, hi, build me an app for building a contract app, which allows people to upload their contracts in PDF or text format, and it will extract key terms and find risk in it. Make sure you put guardrails that people cannot upload anything other than contract. And if they upload anything other than contract, you identify that. Also, make sure that if the terms are not found, you tell not found rather than making it up. Also, make sure that you are checking each time and give me confidence. If the key term extraction is bad, then give me lower confidence rather than higher confidence. And here are some instructions for you. Make sure that we are only working with NDA, MSA, or employee agreements. First, extract the key terms like indemnity, liability, or payment terms, and then go ahead and create the risks by comparing these values to market, what is normal in market, and then only give me risks. Okay. As you see now, in 3 seconds, I was able to at least get all my instructions through and I will able to talk. And then you click this build and it gets to work. You can see it, you can talk through it in an interview, but it will go ahead and create an app for you. Is that good enough? So that's your first iteration. And I want you to layer your iterations. You say, hey, I'm going to do this in the first one. I will just create a basic structure so I can see it, I can feel it. But once it starts getting into that stage, you want to land your product sense also. So then you say, hey, you will get an app like that in a second. I will show you once it is built, but hopefully it builds an app where you can input contract and then you can start getting terms or risks out, which should work. But then you want to say, hey, what if a user want to input, if the risks are there, if they want to give, how can I bring a human in loop and ask them to either correct the answers or update the answers or give their own risks or edit their risks? So then you say, hey, then you update it and say, hey, can you update? Can I go and edit what I extracted? Can I show reasoning? So you are also saying, hey, can user explain or your AI tool can explain how it got to that risk? Because right now, what it will do is it will take the contract, give you risks or give you the key terms, but it will not explain how it came to those conclusions. So now you are updating this prompt. And in this case, you are asking it to say, hey, you know what? Add an edit button so that the user can add or edit clause values and an AI explanation because I want to build trust with my customers. That's a core principle for building AI products, and I can land that skill as well. So once this is done, I will go and edit it again and ask it to do the second iteration. And here I'm landing the skills that I understand human in loop is important. I understand continuous learning is important. I understand that building trust by explaining or transparently bringing your AI understanding to the customer AI working is the bridge, and your product design should cross that bridge or build that bridge inside your products. So those are the things I'm landing here. So let's go back and see what we got. It's still working. These days, everybody's just doing so much validations that it takes a while. But once it works, then you will see it. And I will go and we will be able to try this app. And then I will go and update this. After this, okay, now you will have an app which will give you results, also explain it results. Also, user can provide feedback or edit the correct value if something is wrong. What else is missing in this app? What else will you land? Mohalis. Mohalis is like, I raised my hand from the last time. Mohalis lowered the hand. Okay, anybody? Hands
Wait,
up?
yeah. Well, it wasn't for this, it was for before, but would this, in the beginning, would it have been a good question to ask about how we handle confidential information in PII?
Great, yeah, that's a good question. And we will talk about it next. So, Priya, go ahead. Good,
Maybe
Mohalis.
evaluation and pricing after that.
Great. So now you want to say, hey, how can I evaluate or set up my metrics of success? Because right now you have a app which can take a contract, or like I will just show you my last app that I built. Maybe this one will take forever. So let's say you have an app which shows you your contracts. You can upload things and it shows you your contract. Maybe I can just restore. So this is the app you got. You can upload your text. You can extract clauses from it. So I can upload a text file on this, or I can copy paste stuff to it. So I was creating a contract. Let's just put a contract here or upload a text file. And I just put an MSA file. It got all the values and I can extract clauses. It gives me results and I can export these to JSON. If I ask it to go and edit it, let's say there is an edit button and explanation button. But then what you want to do is, as a product manager, you want to set up your metrics. So then you can create a dashboard also. So third thing you want to do is you want to create a dashboard which says, hey, log key events like contract uploaded time, term extracted time, what is validated, what is the average clauses found versus not found ratio, and how much time or saved per contract, show visible disclaimers. So then I will go ahead and create this new prompt, which will take care of security and also take care of business or metrics that I want to do. So my app does not only create value, it basically goes and creates whatever I want it to track also. So this is the next version of this app after the third prompt, where you will see that it tracks how many contracts we have done, what are the risks we found, where we could not find the risks, and it shows me the trends. It shows me what are the risks that where I am getting good results, where I'm getting bad results. So some kind of evaluation or some kind of doing or health check also in your app. And then, of course, you can even show more product skills by telling me how can you take this prototype to production? What will you do for security, scaling, and building trust? By doing compliance, SOC 2, GDPR compliance, by showing transparency reports, by red teaming results, all that you can land in a vibe coding interview. So, three things I will take away from this case study, which you can do on your own, and you can do it for different products or different prompts. First, make sure you build it with iterations. So first build the basic app and get the functionality right. Second, build the human in loop, the transparency and trust. How are you building trust in that app? So land those signals. And in the end, I would love you to go and track your stuff. And then absolutely in the end, I would love you to have an opinion that if I want to take this prototype into production, what are the other things we need to build so that you can build better execution? Great. If you have done that, then it can help you increase your agency. It can help you increase your execution speed, and you can plan your products better. What are we looking for? Or what are a hiring manager looking for? We are looking for, do you understand which are the agents? What is velocity, vibe coding? What is the tools or landscape looks like? Can you create mocks? Can you create dashboards? Can you actually build with these tools? And then we are looking for, do you understand what's the path from prototype to production? Because most of people can build prototypes now, but very few PMs can actually create a roadmap from prototype to production. And I want to check those skills as well. Tips to succeed: present your examples that highlight product thinking and decision making. Make sure you talk about human in loop evaluations as well as iterative development process, what you're going to learn from first one and then iterate on the second one. And what is not working, what are the limitations of these things, that also you need to go build. What are the mistakes you can avoid? What I have seen is people just jump to these, as we had the earlier problem when people give you prompts in product design questions, people will just jump to solution. Same in vibe coding, people generally go and start vibe coding without asking or narrowing the scope of their prototype, and then we start building. And when they build, this whole big thing cannot be built with a single prompt, so they don't break it down. So make sure you break it down. Most of people have never tried an AI agent or a vibe coding or a velocity coding tool, and that shows up in an interview that you have never played with it, and then you struggle through how to give this command and that command and do anything. And then I see a lot of people just get into this code. They will go to the code tab. They will start becoming a full-time developer at this point, debugging and all that, spend 30 minutes doing that, and then the interview is over and nothing is getting delivered, neither your product skills nor your iteration skills. So if you get stuck, just move on and say, hey, imagine this is built, then I will go build this, then I will go build this, and keep throwing your prompts so that at least you land your product skills. It's very hard to debug in a 45 minutes interview a code that you have not written. So don't get into that loop. And obviously, not talking about how you are building iteratively is the other tip I will give you. That's it. How can you prepare for this? Build real ideas or reverse engineer an idea, design, prototype, test output, and explain the architecture and trade-off from prototype to production. Just keep doing these 5 steps every day for 2 hours, and you will master everything you need to do try different tools, start with Lovable, go to Claude Code, and then hopefully learn a language. That's the trajectory, or that's the path I would love you to go through in next month or 2 months. If you want us to handhold you, then we are starting a certification on this, which you can get 25% off if you sign up today. Uh, that's it. You can get into both the certifications. So we have an offer for that also. So if you sign up for a bundle, then you get everything we are talking about here and more. We are doing really advanced level coding and things on Claude Code and OpenClaw. That course is going, and we can give you both of these, like a foundation certification, also the how to build with Claude Code and know all the secrets of it, plus OpenClaw. And we have a lot of video resources, so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel where we will talk about these things. We have put everything you need to succeed on our YouTube channel. It's completely free, so you need not to just pay for us. You can just do on your own. If you have an interview coming up, you can watch these recordings or the best of these recordings online. And the last thing I need to go talk about is our Substack. So if you sign up here, or you can sign up for our Substack, where we will invite you to all our future sessions, and we will send you weekly thing that will keep you updated with everything new and everything up and coming in AI. That is all. Here are all the links to these resources. Thanks a lot.